Welcome to 0 to 60.
I'm Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 6-0 Football Academy and 6-0 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling. All right, we roll 0 to 60 bucks here. It is Wednesday. You got a date Wednesday, baby. And we are rolling, babies, on the ones and the twos. I'm your host, Matt McChesney, as always. Go on YouTube, like, subscribe, go on Twitch, all that shit, social media, everything. We're blowing up. We just hit 270,000 on TikTok. I don't know if that means shit. They're going to ban it anyway, but what the fuck? We're rolling. So let's pay some bills. And then we're going to talk about how we fucking cook corn this motherfucking week. Let's go.
Man, let's pay some bills right off the bat. This show is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Bet online, the game starts here and we roll. Matt, how's it going today?
Good, man. I had to go to the dentist this morning. That was terrible, but also not awful. Like, I thought it was going to be way worse than it is. I cracked one of my teeth on this side. Fucking camera. On this side. And, I have to have it yanked out, and they're going to put an implant in, and it's going to be silver tooth at the bottom. So I'm going to have 2 silver teeth, just like my dad. Like every time he smiled real big, you see the silver teeth.
Right.
So I've got to pay homage to the big guy. But that was shitty and also not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But fuck, dude, dental implants are like an arm and a leg. Holy fuck. I think I might just tell them to pull the goddamn tooth. I don't even care.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, brother.
It's one of the ones way in the back. It's not one of the front teeth. I might be able to get away with not having that one. But look, super chats and subs are open, dog. It's going to be a hell of a show. We're going to roll. We have unbelievable guests for you lined up on Thursday and Friday. We are no longer doing Communist Thursday. Fuck them. They don't get to get on this show, but I'll go on their show. I'm going on Adam Character's show tomorrow on the Believe Network, and I'm going to talk as much shit as humanly possible. And that'll be fun. And then tomorrow, get your mind right. We got Gary Barnett, head coach Gary Barnett, 62-36. My head coach the whole time I was at the University of Colorado, like my father. The voice of the bus will be in Lincoln, obviously calling the game and calling the dub. Was there in 2018 when he called the dub. And look, it's so awesome that Coach Barnett is still involved. I don't know if anybody's ever been done dirtier by a university in their life than Coach Barnett was done by the University of Colorado, but he loves it and he's still involved. And I think that having him as the play-by-play guy with the great Mark Johnson, who is just a fucking G, is awesome, especially because you can never replace them. You can just hope to replicate, kind of. It's kind of like Keith Jackson and shit, like, you know, I'm so blessed to be able to like go back and watch old games and Keith Jackson's like broadcasting, like that's the voice of God right there. But like Larry Zimmer was the fucking end all be all when it came to broadcasters for the Buffs. And it's really cool to hear Mark and Gary up there. So Coach Barnett will be joining us on Thursday. And then on Friday, my quarterback, all right, that good looking son of a bitch, Bobby Pesavento, the 01 title quarterback. He's one of the play-by-play guys on the field for the broadcast everywhere and anywhere you want to be. Bobby will be there supporting the Buffs and one of the great Buffs of all time, and just an absolute signal calling son of a bitch. And one of my best friends. He'll be on the show Friday, and then we're off. We play Erie on Friday night. My son and I do, and then we hit the road Friday night at about 2. a.m. and we're chucking. I'm trying to get through fucking Nebraska as fast as possible before the sun comes up because I don't want to see that shit. All right. I don't want to see it. So I'm trying to drive as fast as possible. And if you just book it from 2 a.m. to like fucking 10 a.m., we can just pull in, eat some biscuits and gravy with all my communist relatives who are all going to watch the game and shit and hang out. My mother's flying out to be with her sister. I don't know if you know this, but all of my family is from Nebraska. Mm-hmm. And my parents, thank God for Dave, and my mom, Lynn, they decided to move to the land of freedom when I was 10. Instead of moving to our options were move to Denver or move to Omaha from fucking Santa Cruz. Right. And they picked Denver, and thank God. Okay. Mm-hmm. So our whole family, the rest of the family, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandma, grandpa, everyone is in fucking Blair and Omaha and Lincoln, where the family trees align. Did I just say that about my own family? Fuck! So, but like every year they would beat us and it would be close, and motherfucking we would get that answering machine because I'm old, and we'll beep and they would sing that goddamn Go Big Red song, and it just irked me. And I would say to them all the time, this is bullshit. When I get there, this is going to change. I used to say it to them when I was 11, 12, 13, every year. Every year. When I was 18 years old, I watched Jeremy Aldridge miss the kick right, and fucking we lost in overtime to those motherfuckers. I've never been madder in my life. The next year in 2000, we went to Lincoln. We went up on those motherfuckers in the corner of the end zone, Oaks to minority. We kick a swift kick. It ricochets off the front line guy. They throw 2 half-ass out routes, and he hits a 54-yarder on the inside post to the right. They beat us by a point. And it just all accumulated to 0-1. And then the tides have changed since then. And it's one of the reasons I'm so passionate about this. It's family. It's personal. There's a lot of mutual respect, but also you can respect someone and fucking hate them at the same time.
True. Yeah.
So look, the respect I have for their coaching staff, we're going to talk about it here in a minute. It's immense. The respect I have for their players and how they play, it's immense. If you didn't respect Nebraska back in the day, you would get beat. All right. And it was very similar to Colorado State. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, if you didn't respect Colorado State, they would roll out Morgan and Eric Piers and Joel Dreesen and Van Pelt and Cecil Sapp and fucking David Anderson, who just runs circles around your ass, and like Clint Oldenburg and all these fucking NFL players. And if you didn't bring your fucking lunch pail, you were going to get embarrassed. So that's not the way it is anymore with them. How'd that $600,000 look? Fucking farmers. So look, this Nebraska week is personal, and I'm extremely excited about it. This is the last show without any guests, and we are fucking rolling. I know I'm talking a lot, but you know what? I don't know if I've been more excited for a football game just to go watch, because I am infiltrating the enemy. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you ain't been paying attention.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Matt, this show is called Deion Sanders versus Matt Rhule. In this first part of the show, we're going to break down their coaching philosophies, kind of how each coach has built their program. Obviously, Matt Rhule is elected. I mean, he didn't take no transfers, and they didn't lose. Like, they lost some transfers, but they've elected to be homegrown, having lost and brought in the fewest transfers in the FBS, I believe. And Colorado and Deion kind of built it the other way, where they're bringing in a lot of transfers. They've lost a lot of guys as well. But I think both strategies at the end of the day will work if they can instill a culture. Matt, can you kind of just speak to each coach's philosophies and building their program? As we we look forward to this game on Saturday.
Yeah, 100%, man. Look, let's start with Nebraska. Nebraska, Matt Rhule, he's a program builder. He did it at Temple. He did it at Baylor. Carolina Panthers aren't a program. He's not a pro coach. He knows that now. Yeah. And he comes back to Nebraska, and honestly, look, CU interviewed Matt Rhule, and he decided he took the Nebraska job. Mm-hmm. So he must think the Big Ten is a better fit for him. That culture is a better fit for him. I love his coaching staff. Coach Knighton, their D-line coach, is a great coach. Coach Rhule is a great coach. That's their connection to getting the quarterback kid they bagged. Yeah. Who's a stud. The best quarterback there throwing the football probably they've ever had. They've had some great players at that position, Taylor Martinez and Eric Crouch, bitch ass, and Tommy Frazier, who, God almighty, Tommy Frazier was a fucking animal back in the day before he got the blood clots. Great players at that position throughout history, but at the same time, Nebraska's built on physical up front, kick your ass all day, great defense, black shirt defense. You know, the real black shirts are coming on motherfucking Saturday, by the way. All right, you just adopted that uniform. That's what we bleed. They are built on that, but they are not that yet.
Right.
They don't have Richie Incognito at guard. They don't have fucking, you know, they don't have Joel Makovicka at fucking fullback. Eric Crouch isn't a quarterback. That's a freshman playing the first time he's going to play against the Power 4 team. And look, I understand Colorado's got some holes on defense that they need to fix, but I also watched them fix them in the second half against North Dakota State. So you give me 10 days to scout Nebraska, and we've got tape on them. They have tape on us now, too. They're going to scout us up, too. If you don't double-team Travis Hunter the whole game, he'll just beat you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, look, Nebraska is built on a principle. They're always going to have that instilled in every team. They're going to try and instill it anyway, almost to their detriment.
Yeah.
Like for so long, Nebraska, like I remember when they hired Bill Callahan, and Bill Callahan tried to change things, and they were so resistant to change because they're just like, well, we need to run the ball. And it's like, again, when you play to your strengths, you need to do what you're good at. So I think Nebraska's finally understanding that they have to be like, you actually have to be able to throw the football in today's modern football to win. So this is the quarterback they have, the Rhule kid, is a fucking animal. He's going to be a great player. Yeah. He's a really good player. But being you can't lose to a freshman in this situation. So they built their team through recruiting high school kids and trying to develop the guys they have on the roster. But those same guys on the roster last year, regardless of how much they developed them over the last 9 months, still got beat 36-7. I know it was 36-14, but they scored on the last play of the game. I was on the sideline watching it, and I was like, oh, who gives a fuck about this? So it was 36-7. It was a fucking destruction. It was one of the only times all year that CU's defense looked dominant.
Yeah.
In fact, I would argue it was the only time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Arizona State, I wouldn't say they looked dominant. I think there was just two bad teams in the long run. Like CU was on the way up and Arizona State was on the way down. CU's losing small, Arizona State's losing big. You know, that whole adage. Mm-hmm. That's what that was. But I would say that CU Nebraska game last year, sitting in 101 around all those fucking farmers and inbreeders and like, you know, listening to the way they talk and watching the beatdown and then being in the locker room and seeing how, you know, everybody was just like, wow, these guys suck. Mm-hmm. Like I know they won 5 games and we only won 4. If they would have played in the Pac-12, they wouldn't have won a game. Mm-hmm. So this is not that. I think that Nebraska needs to understand that they're rolling out the same dudes, whereas I think CU understood that it's not a bad thing to lose players if you can also replace them. Like they didn't just lose guys, they replaced guys. You know, like they fortified the wide receiver room. They got better offensive linemen. Jordan Seaton might be the number 1 pick when he comes out. Like that, look, they have 3 potential top 10 NFL draft picks on their offense. Yeah, all right. Shador's might be the first pick. Travis Hunter's the best player I've ever seen ever. And I'm not fucking around. Like if he played for Nebraska and was doing what he was doing, I would say he's the best fucking player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It would must watch TV. He's a fucking animal. Okay. About that here in a minute. Jordan Seaton reminds me so fucking much of Walter Jones. Like he's the same size, he's the same length, he's the same fucking build, he's the same kick step. It's all super fluid. Like he's fucking Walter Jones is a first ballot Hall of Famer, best fucking player in Seattle Seahawks history.
Yeah, legend, yep.
Legend, homie. So I think that they're just loaded with talent. And they look, you heard Bucky talk about it. They played like shit. Joe Klatt, unbelievable Buffalo country, by the way. I got to scold you for a second. Anybody that has anything bad to say about my boy Joel. Joel went on and said some true shit. What did I say the other day? If you cannot criticize what you love, you don't really fucking love it.
True.
And Joel Klatt, of all people, Joel motherfucking Klatt, Joel sell his soul for Colorado Klatt, who had more concussions and played through injury and did more shit for that university, especially when we were under fucking scrutiny and everybody was fucking saying we were going to honor 12 and shit. That fucking leader stood up and led us.
Yeah.
And you have the audacity to question his fucking evaluation of North Dakota State and how we get better. I think he's spot on. We need to run the ball. We need more constructive schemes. We got to fix the penalties. We can't do dumb shit. We can't lose fucking battles we're supposed to win. Play too much man coverage. He can see it. I can see it. Why are the fans so fucked up that they can't accept criticism, dog?
I think part of it
is a moronic alcoholic. That's what this fucking idiot puts on there. Block this motherfucker. I don't want him on the show again. Like, this is what I'm talking about. People, you criticize something and they think they love it. They just like it. You're buying a jersey, fuck boy. We bleed that color.
Yeah, and I think Colorado fans kind of mistake criticism from those in the media. Joe Clapp played there. You got to understand. I think everything he said, if you listen to it, was spot on. Listen to what he said and actually listen to it, and don't just be.
So why is it okay? Why is it okay for Bucky to be real, but Joel can't?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Like, well, come on, you can't. Come on, CU fans, you're better than this shit. You're smarter than this. So look. I understand there's a lot of prime sexuals that get super offended every time you say something that they perceive as negative, which is fucking everything, because you're like a new gender. So, God, I wonder if we're going to fucking offend you. So, look, I personally, you know how much I love that place. You know how interwoven we are with the community. Mm-hmm. This is a very, very touchy time in CU history. There's things that need to be fixed, and if we fix them, people, we are going to be fucking unstoppable.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because we have the best quarterback in the country, the best player in the country in Travis Hunter, probably the best slot player in the country in Jimmy Horn. We've got the best freshman offensive lineman in the country in Jordan Seaton. Mm-hmm. We've got fucking speed everywhere. Shepard's a beast. We haven't even fucking highlighted him yet. I mean, look, you learn so much week to week, first game to second game, and they have 10 days to get ready for Nebraska. They watched them as a unit. So I understand that CU and Nebraska have built these things differently. Of course, there are different types of coaches. Matt Rhule is a career coach. He played, of course, but after he got done playing in college and shit, he went and fucking coached. Deion Sanders, a first ballot Hall of Famer, maybe the best football player that's ever fucking played. Mm-hmm. Of course, they're going to do shit differently. They can. Yeah. If Coach Rhule and Nebraska could play with the kind of swag and could get all the entire fucking community behind them the way that Coach Prime did, they would. Look, you have to understand, people hate Colorado because they cannot mimic Colorado. You can't mimic it. They think that because we've been dormant for 20 years, with the exception of 2016. Keep in mind, I'm the last senior to win a bowl game at that place. On like, it was me and Sam and Jesse and like a bunch of offensive guys. I was the only senior on defense, and I was in 2004 holding a trophy at 8-5. Like, wow, we should have won 10 games. This sucks. I might sell my soul for an 8-win season. Yeah. So what I'm trying to reiterate here is Coach Prime can do things differently because he's fucking Coach Prime, idiots. Yeah. He doesn't have to play by the same fucking rules everyone else has to play by. Mm-hmm. If you don't manipulate the system when you are playing it like a fucking fiddle, you're a goddamn moron, and he's far from that.
Yeah. And let me say this as we continue to break down kind of we talked Matt Rhule, now we're kind of focusing on Coach Prime and how he's built Colorado's program. I want to show this video of him kind of praising Matt Rhule, Dillingham kind of down at Arizona State and some other down at Utah.
Hold on a second. Look at this. Look at this stupid shit. Matt is so sensitive. You and Joel are homers and scared to criticize Deion. Me? I'm scared to criticize Coach Prime and CU. Okay. Obviously, you have not been paying attention to how this goes, fuckboy, or whoever you are. Yeah. Anonymous A.
Yeah, so anyway, as we continue to talk about Coach Prime was talking about –
Hey, Lee, don't just change the subject, asshole.
I can't even say that guy's name. I'm not even worried about it.
Don't listen to me. You run the show. I just work here.
Hey, so Coach Prime, as we continue to talk about Coach Prime was talking about, he gave praise to Matt Rhule, Dillingham, and other coaches for inheriting tough situations. Take a listen here.
I have a ton of respect for Matt Rhule. He's in, I call it our class of coaches. We all, took on a tremendous test that year, along with Coach Dillingham and several others. So I feel like we're a fraternity. So I root for that class of head coaches that came in that year. Pro, um, he was a professional, did a phenomenal job. Maybe not the job that he aspired to do, but he has a ton of experience, and I love what he's accomplished in his college coaching career. So I look for them to be physically tough and posing, and try to run the football. They have a freshman quarterback that had a pretty good day last week, but we got to do what we do. We got to go in there and do what we're capable of doing. And I think we showed the glimpses of that in the second half of our first game against a formidable opponent.
Matt, your thoughts on that?
I think North Dakota State would beat UTEP by 4 touchdowns, number one. At UTEP, I think they would beat the fucking Christ out of them. That's number one. Number two, I love that he's praising his opponent, as Matt Rhule praises Coach Prime, because there is hatred here, but there is unbelievable mutual respect between the two fucking programs, because Nebraska now knows. For years, they thought they used to. I remember sitting in the Denver Bronco team room one day, and it was towards my end of my time in the NFL, and my boy Corral Buckhalter was sitting right next to me. He was a great running back in Nebraska. Mm-hmm. And we were talking shit back and forth, and he just looked at me and goes, "We always just looked at y'all like you were the Fluffalos." And it made me mad as fuck. And I was like, we weren't Fluffalos in 01 or 02 or 04. You know, like shit, like they got a 20-game lead on us and shit. Like, that's how they used to look at us. Now they can't look at us like that no more. If you don't bring your lunch pail against the University of Colorado, they will embarrass you. Period. Especially if you're in Nebraska. Again, what's that graphic? Could you put that graphic up real quick?
Which graphic?
The one about the days.
Days. Oh, I don't have that.
Oh, you don't have that. What the fuck, Bailey? Get it up. Let's go, dog. I'm trying to set you. I threw you an oop and you fucking missed it.
Okay, so the graphic said that it's been 5,031 days since Nebraska has beaten Colorado. That's what it's
5,031 days.
Yes, sir.
5,000 days.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of days.
Yeah.
Lot. That's a lot for me to just talk shit. And we got a bunch of fucking cool shit coming on Friday with this highlight tape Bailey's making. So, hey, 666, number of the beast in the chat. So, got to take advantage of that every time. I'm saying, like, look, there's no more like, well, we can beat them up and they're soft, or we can beat them up and they're soft. Both teams need to walk in here expecting to get into a fist fight. Like, this is going to be super physical. It's going to be personal. There's going to be a lot of shit talking. Shiloh can't play like a crash dummy outside of the lines.
Yeah.
Inside of the lines, I want you to crash dummy everyone's ass. But outside of the white lines and after the whistle, please don't kill anyone, then kill us.
Yeah.
You're killing yourself and killing us at the same time. So I thought it was hilarious that Mark called him crash dummy dog. Well, awesome. So only brothers can roast each other like that. You know that he walked up to him and he was like, hey, they probably slapped him in the head. He's like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Go play like a crash dummy. Yeah. And you mentioned something. You mentioned something, and you said this is personal. Coach Brian talked about Nebraska, and he said it's personal. Take a listen here.
And the theme of the whole week, this is personal. This ain't no game. This ain't no play. This is personal, and we're going to address it as such.
Yeah,
that's true.
This is Nebraska week is fucking personal.
True. There's no bigger game, especially because it's not on the schedule for a long time. Mm-hmm. I don't know when we're going to play them again. They don't know when they're going to play us again. If we beat them 4 times in a row, and after we do, they're not going to be in a fucking hurry to play us again. I'll tell you that shit. So what? Did we just beat the will out of you to play us, you bunch of pussies?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you can go play Illinois and Northwestern and shit, but you know who your real rival is, motherfucker. It's us and Oklahoma. All right? You ain't got a Big Ten rival. That's why you're irrelevant in the conference. At least we went back to old kind of Big 12 land, kind of, with Kansas State and like fucking Oklahoma State and Iowa State and shit. Kansas, at least teams that I know I hate. Come back home so we can beat that ass again. Yeah, right. Why would they leave all that money?
Yeah, that's fair.
But think about this. We didn't get any turnovers. Like they got a rookie quarterback. Like we have 10 days to get ready for a rookie. I don't see a world where we have 10 days to get ready for a rookie quarterback, even in Lincoln, and we don't confuse them and get, 3, maybe 4 turnovers. If we imagine 4 more possessions, I just don't see Shedeur making the big mistakes. I see the rookie making the big mistakes. I don't see the Buffs having any pressure on them. They've won 3 in a row. They beat the shit out of them last year. All the pressure's on Nebraska. They're in Memorial. They're supposed to win the game. They're fucking 9-point favorites. I don't know what the people in Vegas are smoking, but I'm taking that motherfucking number, dog. Let's go.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I bet that too. Yeah.
Motherfucking points. Are you out of your mind? 9 fucking points for a team that we beat.
That line's up to 9?
Fucking 9.
7. What the fuck? I was gladly happy to take it at 7. 7. I'll gladly take 7
now. Yeah,
well, 7 Colorado. I'll gladly take that.
Crazy.
Yeah,
people betting the number like crazy. So, like, they're right here. Buff Ball says they're 220 on the money line. I got to get on that shit right after the show's done. I'm on that.
Yeah.
So, I just look. It's almost like the entire country doesn't. I know they don't believe in CU. I know they don't. Everybody wants them to lose. That's not a Buff fan. Mm-hmm. And I don't get that. But you know what? I revel in it, and I love it. I fucking love it when everyone hates you. And there's nothing, bro. I won there. I was on a team that won there in 2002. I was on a team in 2004 where we stopped a 57-year bowl streak. 57 fucking years those communists went to a bowl game. And then the 2004 Buffs came in and they stopped that tradition. Start a new list, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. I was there in 2018. I sent you that picture. I can't wait to show up Friday.
Yep.
I was there in 2018 when they beat them in Memorial. The mystique of Memorial is gone for Buff fans. We expect to go there and win. And all the Buff fans that are going to coat that fucking place, and you're going to hear the fight song all night. And when we win, we're going to walk out talking shit, and all they're going to say is good game. And all like that, fucking Tufts and I needed like a police escort last time.
Yeah.
So this is very personal, and I love the fact that Nebraska is acknowledging it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. It's no longer like this smug, where Nebraska mindset. You want to know when they stopped being Nebraska? January or November 26, 2001.
Yep.
That was the last time I remember Nebraska being Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Because then they don't scare. You don't scare nobody anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, dog. But the coffin was nailed shut that day. And since then, you ain't been number 1 again. You haven't won your conference. No Heismans. Sorry, but I take a lot of pride in destroying your program.
Yeah, no doubt. And as we have over 700 people in here, we've got over 7,200 subscribers now. Go ahead and become a member of the Dungeon family today for only $2.99. Matt will keep putting out.
And where's the donations? Donations. Oh, I thought that was the track.
If you'd like to donate to the channel, go ahead and hit that super chat button and leave a donation. We greatly appreciate it. For the second half of the show, the second 30 minutes, we'll be breaking down Shedeur Sanders versus Dylan Raiola. A Nebraska player was asked about Dylan Raiola and Shedeur Sanders comparison. He had an interesting answer to this, and I cannot wait to break this down with you, Matt. We're going to show a quick commercial here, 1 minute long, and we'll be right back with more. Stay tuned.
Whether it's offensive linemen as they work combos and double teams and also pass, pro, and punch, I think the unique physicality of this is outstanding. So much so that you can use it for your shield on punt team or as you rush in the shield. There's so many different ways that we're using it. We get better a little bit every single day, and I just wanted to say thank you because I hadn't ever thought of this, and when I saw it, it made total sense, and we're doing a great job with it. So thank you, man. Go Big Red. What this has done for us is it's allowed us to, because of the surface area, because of its firm nature, I can still strike against another player and have to use that punch just like you do on a sled. At the same time, have to time my punch because it could move. I can teach defensive linemen how to handle double teams because they can feel pressure. We can simulate contact in a safe environment in non-contact times because of this unique bag.
Man, I really need to get Coach Prime to do a fucking promo on that shit.
I love that.
Look, at the same time, I can't. You want to hear the story on that?
Sure.
So right when we get all the body bags, right, I'm calling all my coaches and O-line coaches and shit. And I call Coach Rhule and I'm like, hey, I really want you to check this out. And he goes, yeah, we'll get some. And I go, oh, cool. And he goes, How many did CU buy? And I'm like, oh, they haven't bought them yet. And he goes, we'll take 5.
That's awesome.
And I was like, you motherfucker, I know what you're doing.
Oh, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, there's a lot of guys that know each other here. Remember, this is family-oriented shit. Mickey Joseph, Vance Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
The DC for the fucking Broncos. Vance played at CU. Mickey was a quarterback at Colorado or at Nebraska and played and coached for many years. Yeah. I know he got some trouble a time ago, but who doesn't get in trouble? Don't judge the guy. Yeah. I'm just saying this is a border war. There's a lot of family involved. People are driving to Lincoln to see family and then talk shit. Mm-hmm. People drive to Boulder. Remember the last time we played in Boulder? Or this 2 years ago? They coated the entire stadium in red. I mean, fuck, man. It's not – nobody wants to stay in Nebraska. They wish they could play in Folsom every year. But I love the mutual respect and also the hatred. It's incredible. I fucking love this game so much. I wish they would play it every year.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, man. That's what football is about. That's hilarious, man. I think that's great. Oh, man.
This one. We beat you 36-14.
There you have it. Oh, man. So this second half of the show, Matt, let's start off with this. So we're going to break down Shedeur Sanders versus Dylan Raiola. And, I want to just kind of talk on that with you. Let's start off with this. So a Nebraska player was asked kind of about Dylan Raiola and Shedeur Sanders comparison. And he has some interesting comments. I can't wait for you to react to this. Take a listen.
Does facing Dylan help? In the sense that, he could throw, and Shedeur can throw, but Dylan can throw too.
You can't compare Dylan and Shedeur Sanders. Don't do that. That's Dylan is a different man. The way he played, the way he go out there and attack.
How are they different?
Just Dylan is a dog. You know that. You'll see on Saturday.
He said you cannot compare Shedeur and Dylan Raiola. Matt, your thoughts on that?
Okay, this is the kind of shit that throws gas on fire, dog. Like, okay, I know you can't compare the two. One's a rookie and just got there, and the other one's going to be the first pick in the draft. I understand you can't compare the two. The rookie should be watching Shedeur, how to operate, how to fucking handle pressure, how to take a shot and deliver the football, how to be the toughest motherfucker on the field. This perception that Colorado's soft and Shedeur's soft because he throws the ball every play is fucking ridiculous. That guy takes shots.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. He is tough as fuck. There ain't no quitting that kid. So, yeah, there is no comparison. You're right. The rookie has nothing on Shedeur Sanders right now. Now, you go out and beat him and you throw for 450 yourself and match him, I'll shut the fuck up. But I think that the chances of that happening are like 0, bro. You're not playing fucking UTEP, homie. Like that. This is how I want them to think. Please think like this. Please, everyone think like this. That none of our players can hold a candle to yours, and that's why you're going to win. Please continue to think like this, and we will shit stomp the fuck out of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. That's the end of
the conversation. Next question.
Oh, man, I want to show this clip from Colorado practice. They're already getting ready to face, Nebraska on the road in Lincoln in due fashion. Take a listen. For those who don't know, that is the Nebraska fight song. Matt, what are your thoughts on that?
Crank that shit. Crank it. And look, get fucking ready for probably the loudest, thinking where they played last year, definitely the loudest place they've ever played. Ever. Mm-hmm. I'm sure Prime's been crazy-ass places other than this, but those players haven't. Nobody on that roster has, I don't think, they went to Auxon. Oregon's pretty loud, but it's not Memorial, dog. Like, Auxon's cool, but it's not fucking Memorial Stadium. Mm-hmm. This place is, I think it's one of the top 5 atmospheres in college football.
Yeah, I could agree with you.
I am biased. I put CU number 1 because I'm a homer, but I know CU's not the number one atmosphere in college football. It's just my favorite.
Right.
And it's my vote, so fuck you. They're definitely top 5. Like it's comparable to LSU. It's comparable to Tuscaloosa.
Mm-hmm.
It's comparable to fucking Norman. It's better than Norman, actually. It fucking blows Oklahoma away. It's comparable to Tennessee. Like, did you see the Florida State BC game? Why was the upper bowl lined off? Why didn't they let anybody sit up there? No one's going to the games.
I would guess that. I mean, why else would you do that? That makes no sense to me. Especially in a college stadium. I guess they're not. I'll say this: Boston College made me some money, but other than that, like
Boston College made me some money too, bro. High five. I took a money line and under, and right when he busted that run, I was like, "No, catch it, fuck!" And then he ran out of bounds at the 3, and they went to commercial, and I was like, "Look," I look over at Bree, and I'm like, "Look, I guarantee you, Bill O'Brien's a pro coach. He's going to go out and kneel and be respectful." Came out, took a knee 3 times. I was like, "Fuck yeah, Bill! Fuck yeah, I'll pay this man."
Took him plus 69. I said, no way. I didn't think they'd win.
Dude, I'll tell you though, they need to figure their shit out at Florida State really, really, really fast, because that's the only place. That is like one of the only places that really scares the shit out of me.
Oh,
how could you get mad at him?
I wouldn't be mad at him. That's
it's his alma mater.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I see what you're saying. You think there's
please win the rest of your fucking games, so this can't be a thing, because that's his alma mater, and everyone will go back to their alma mater, and you can't say shit. You can't be like, "Fuck you, traitor." You can't do any of that shit, and you wouldn't say it anyway. But you damn sure can't say it then. All you can say is like, "High five, love you, you're the man. This sucks. Fuck."
God. I don't know. You see a scenario where Florida State has a losing record this season.
They suck. They suck.
Yeah, they look really bad.
DJ Alphabet is terrible. He cannot fucking play in that system.
Almost. I don't know what's going on.
I know what's going on. Oregon State runs under center, pro style, run the ball first offense, and everything was play action and easy throws. And Mike Norvell can't watch tape apparently, and his dumb ass was like, "I can change him." And he came in the same. He looks worse than he did at Clemson. So the offensive line is fucking terrible. The defensive line is atrociously terrible. But then again, Boston College's center is fucking Pete Kendall's kid, and the guard is Dan Conley's kid, and both of them are like 14-year NFL offensive linemen. So I wonder if the kids are going to be any good. Bill O'Brien masterclassed Florida State.
Yeah.
Bill O'Brien walked in and said, "I'm a professional football coach. You are a JV college coach with good players. We're going to fuck you up." And look, that should be like a warning to all the fucking teams that think they're better than they are.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them, dog. Like the SEC beating fucking Sisters of the Poor 69-0 don't tell me shit. True. I have more respect for LSU losing to SC than any of those fuckboys I do them winning 70-0. I don't care if you beat Arkansas Pine Bluff, dog. Like, that's one of the reasons I respect the North Dakota State win so much. They're fucking good.
Yeah.
They're really good, dog. Like, they're fucking good. I respect Oklahoma State taxing South Dakota State's ass. South Dakota State is good as shit.
What about Oregon and Idaho?
You know what? I respect Idaho playing them tough.
Yeah, they played a hell of a game.
But Oregon's supposed to be like a fucking national championship contender, right?
Do you watch that game? I looked at the
shit, dude.
You look at their quarterback was very efficient, and I'm like, how are they losing by it? They're not losing, but how's that close? Like, what the fuck? It's Idaho.
Because Idaho let them get their fucking rocks in between the 20s, and then when they got inside the 20-25, they put the clamps on their ass. Yeah. I'll tell you what Idaho just did. They blueprinted how to beat the motherfuckers. That's what they did.
True.
You roll out there with better personnel with that plan, you'll probably beat them.
Yeah. Let me ask you.
I'm not going to say Idaho it's not embarrassing. Coach Eck is awesome.
Yep.
Idaho's head coach. He's built a monster up there in the FCS.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Coach Eck is going to get, I guarantee you, he's a big-time hire next year to D1.
Yeah.
Idaho, that place used to be an absolute pit of hell. They used to win no football games ever, and now they're taking Oregon to the fucking brink. So don't sit here and say that it's embarrassing. This is kind of what pisses me off about fans. You motherfuckers actually believe what you're reading in the sports book in college football. There's nothing that these sports books know less about than college football. They know everything about pro football. There's injury reports and all this reporting in media. They don't know. They didn't know Georgia Southern was going to push Boise State like that. They didn't know Georgia Tech was going to beat up Florida State, and then Boston College was going to do it again. They just don't. You don't know.
That is true. You're right about that. Because I sat here and told you that Georgia Southern would have given Boise a game. I'm like, dog, they're going Boise going down south. Oh, come on.
Well, there's so many unknowns in college football and new players, and it's really fucking hard to handicap that shit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I want to say Florida State goes to Memphis next week.
Memphis goes to Florida State.
I think they play. And didn't Norvell used to coach in Memphis?
Good. Yes,
Memphis is legit now. Like they'll get
Memphis
all the time. They're legit.
Yeah, for real. Ryan Silverfield's Memphis' head coach. He was on Norvell's staff. Like that. Honestly, I'm thinking I'm going to pick Memphis, dog. I'm telling you, like I think Florida State is nosediving.
Yeah,
they are fucking nosediving right now.
Let me ask you. Let's just get your biggest takeaways from week 0 and 1 of college football. I just want to hear your biggest takeaways, pros, cons, whatever.
The SEC and the Big Ten are elite. They've got the top 10 spots in the AP poll and the fucking college football playoff poll. So that's not surprising. I think the Big 12, I don't think the Big 12 is as good as everybody thinks it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I think everybody's average.
Right.
Like, everybody, like, even Joel was like, yeah, I think the Big 12 is head and shoulders better than the ACC. I think they're probably pretty even.
Yeah.
And you'll probably only get one team in from each.
Yeah, Joe did say
unless you have an undefeated Big 12 champion and they beat an undefeated team in the Big 12 championship game. Like if you have a situation where hypothetically Colorado is undefeated and in the Big 12 championship and Iowa State is undefeated and in the Big 12 championship and they don't play each other in the regular season. Mm-hmm. That's a situation where both teams could probably get in.
Yeah.
But you could have a situation where there's an ACC team with like 3 losses that also wins and gets an automatic bid and a playoff and a fucking bye. And they should. If you win it makes the conference championship games really, really important.
I gotta be honest. I don't see 2 ACC. Like I could see 2 Big 12 teams. I don't see 2 ACC teams. Nothing from these first 2 weeks has told me that there's going to be multiple ACC teams in that playoff. What do you think of that?
No, that's what I'm saying. You could have like a 9-3, 8-4 ACC champion.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Miami's really good.
That's the only team I would say. That's why I said one.
Miami should win the ACC and go undefeated, and then all this conversation's over, and that's the only team that gets in. Miami's really good, but knowing Miami, they'll probably stumble once, but they'll still win the ACC. Like
Miami has to.
Yeah, Cam Ward is a fucking dude, bro. That guy can sling it. And they've adopted Mario Cristobal's mindset now in year 3. The offensive line is mean as fuck. I think Clemson has way too many white dudes on the field. All you crackers get involved. But again, I agree with Roddy White, and he shouldn't have apologized. It's true.
Yeah.
You're fucking parade out of a team of 22 white guys, and you're going to get fucking murdered. Period. Shut the fuck up.
What are your thoughts on Florida and Billy Napier?
He's fired.
Yeah. Do you think he's done after the season?
He's done in like 3 weeks, homie.
JB said week 6 he'll get fired.
Yeah, he's gone, and he might be going week 5.
Yeah.
And their fucking schedule is
unbelievable schedule.
Ruthless. Fucking ruthless.
Ridiculously tough.
And that's what the SEC is, dog. Like, get your fucking mind right or get fucked up.
Do you think Oregon's a lock to win the Big Ten, or after this week they've kind of been exposed and other teams are going to adopt on what Idaho's done against them?
Who's Oregon playing?
This week?
Yeah, didn't that who you just asked?
Oh, I just asked, do you think Oregon will end up winning the Big Ten, or do you think that this week 1 game against Idaho is kind of
Ohio State will win the Big Ten. Ohio State can win the Big Ten. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ohio State's really good. I like Ohio State and what they're doing. I'm not saying Oregon's bad. I'm sure Oregon will give them a run for their money. They'll figure it out. They're pretty good. But I like Ohio State to win the Big Ten. But Oregon will make the playoff.
Yeah, I agree.
The Big Ten will probably have 4 teams in the playoff.
Yeah.
So they'll probably have undefeated, a 1 loss, Penn State with 2 losses or something, and then whoever, the USC or something. There's too many good teams not to fucking go.
USC in the playoff? Are you a believer in them after that win?
Did you just see the way they played against LSU?
I did, but I also am like, it's week 1. So I also kind of hold my judgments where I'm like,
yeah, but
I've seen what they've done.
Defense translates, dog. When you see something that dominant, look, LSU beat themselves, you could argue, with the penalties and the stupid bullshit. But also, SC was way more physical than I thought they were going to be. I thought SC was just going to beat the shit out of them. So I'm just saying, in a hypothetical world with 4 teams in the fucking playoff from the Big Ten, maybe SC can sneak in. I don't know. Fuck them.
Yeah, I for me, I need to see more from them. That was a great win week 1, but goddamn LSU kind of gave it to them, in my opinion.
Kind of gave it to them. They had fucking more stupid penalties than I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, LSU.
But still, you have to take advantage of it. Like you can't just get the penalty and then not do anything with it. Mm-hmm. But they got the penalty against the kid when he pointed like the hypothetical gun, and the fucking returner took it back to the 30. So you have to actually make the plays. Why are you that close to the camera? Back up.
So I was trying to look at something. I was trying to find a video. What did you think of Brian Kelly post-game? He was very frustrated. He got very angry. He slammed his hand like this.
I think Brian Kelly is a clown, but I also think he's an established good head coach. He just wants more out of his guys. He just doesn't know how to Brian Kelly's probably really awkward with everyone. Yeah. He probably tries really hard to be cool. Like, remember that fucking video he did with the kid? What they did? That's all you need to know about Brian Kelly. He's weird. But look, I think the SEC is fucking overrated this year. I do. A&M lost, and even though I'm close with their tackle, I can know what I see. A&M lost. I think that they pounded a lot of really shitty teams. LSU lost. Florida got fucking manhandled. I don't know, man. Tennessee's got NC State this weekend. We'll see how real they are.
Yeah, I tend to lean on the Tennessee side. I've liked more of what I've seen.
You can lean on it all you want, but even like struggling with it, NC State's ranked. They're a good fucking team.
They got Grayson McCall, quarterback.
Yeah, they're no scrub, and NC State's known to fucking knock somebody off. So, and they're playing at a neutral site. They're playing in Charlotte, so that's a destination game for people, and we'll see. But I think the SEC is good, but I don't think they're as good as they have been in the past. And that's what happens when you lose Nick Saban.
Let me ask you, speaking of the SEC, what did you think of Vanderbilt taking out Virginia Tech?
Now that's a good win.
Yeah. I mean, their quarterback, they got the New Mexico quarterback, I believe. Forget if he believes a Latin kid. But he's a hell of a player, small little shifty quarterback. Virginia Tech obviously has Drones, the quarterback. He struggled at times, which I was kind of surprised. I was kind of expect them to kind of light it up. Drones
will win like 3 games.
Yeah, they look for. I have never. JB said it, and I agree with them. I've never seen that athletic of a defensive front from Vanderbilt since James Franklin was there. So I'm like,
and look, I'm glad that they're better, but you got to show me at Vandy.
Yeah,
they're playing. If Vandy was in the fucking Pac-3, then maybe we'd think differently. Or in the ACC, maybe they could go make some noise. But Vanderbilt's fucking.
Well, yeah. I'm not saying they're anything.
They're going to struggle with the SEC elite.
No, I agree with you. I'm just for a week 1 win against Drones. Drones obviously works out with Cam Ward and Shore. They're all like this. Deion Jr. knows Drone very well. That was just a hell of a win. See that from Vanderbilt, I was very impressed.
Great win. But that's my point. That's my point. Everyone thinks that they know, like fucking huge. They're a huge fucking favorite. They're definitely going to win. And then fucking Vanderbilt beats the shit out of Virginia Tech. Like Boston College beats Florida State. Georgia Tech beats Florida State. Like, come on. Like there's lots of upsets in college football every single weekend for a reason. They're college kids. No one really knows shit about each other's teams. Everything is like figuring it out on the fly and game planning and adjusting and shit. Virginia Tech may be overrated, but they also could go win the ACC, and that could just be their one shitty game of the year. So that's just the way the college football rolls, bro. Like you can have a subpar quarterback at college football and dominate and win. You go to the NFL with that shit and try to play the subpar quarterback game, You might get to the playoffs maybe, but you're getting fucked up.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. Another game I wanted to ask you about, UCLA, led by Deshaun Foster, obviously played at UCLA, played as in the Panthers, running back. They went out to Hawaii. My former high school teammate's actually the kicker there. They went out to Hawaii, and to be honest with you, they really struggled. Obviously Hawaii is, no joke. They're kind of rebuilding. They have a new stadium out there now, but man, UCLA went out there and kind of struggled. It's not what I kind of expected. Hawaii obviously struggled with Delaware State week 1, who they're 40-point favorites. You heard the thing with the Delaware State players having to, arrange different flights to even get out there. And then, UCLA walks in there and struggles. I think they ended up winning, but it was a close game. What are your thoughts on that? UCLA's under Deshaun Foster.
Look, I was at the Hawaii game against Delaware State. We were out there that week. It was raining sideways for a half. That slowed the game down. They put it on them in the second half. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that Hawaii plays everybody tough. Yeah. UCLA flew to Hawaii, hung out for 4 days or 3 days, went to the pool and shit. This is how Hawaii beats people, dog. Mm-hmm. I was there. It's easy to lose in Hawaii. Yeah. And they won. So I would just get on the plane and go home and act like that didn't happen. Mm-hmm. So, look, I don't know if Deshaun Foster will be successful at UCLA or not. I hope he is because the EB's on that staff, and I got a soft spot, so I want everybody to be successful. I think Foster could be a good fit. But, again, UCLA is going to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun, dog. Just have fun. Have fun. Have fun in the Big Ten. I'm glad you chased the money. You actually left a conference you could maybe win one day to go to the Big Ten and get your fucking ass beat the rest of your life forever. You're going to be the fucking you're going to be the Clippers of the Big Ten. SC's the Lakers. You're the fucking Clippers. You're fucked. Everyone's going to go there and shit stomp you. No one wants to go to UCLA. Their facilities suck. You have no more draw. You're in the Big Ten now. You're fucked. You're fucked. Have fun going to Penn State in November. Have fun on your flight to Rutgers. Have fun going to Nebraska in November. Have fun going to Iowa City. All the glam and glitz is over. Colorado did this. Colorado was like, yeah, we're a fucking Pac-12 team. Ha, ha, ha. 20 fucking years later, we're like, what did we do? We couldn't wait to get back to the Big 12. All you UCLA fans, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm. The last game I'm going to ask you about, and I'm glad you're kind of riled up for this last game here. Colorado State and Texas. Colorado State goes down to Texas and gets absolutely drunk 52-0. Matt, your thoughts on that game?
They played a football game? I thought they went down there to evaluate Bevo. So, I know that they couldn't hang on to the ball in the first half because they forgot their sleeves, right? They just started sticking their hand up Bevo's ass, and they're like, oh, fuck, I forgot my plastic. This is what I think. I don't think about them. Fuck them. They play UNC this week. At least they'll get a win and get a little confidence before we go up there and fucking lace them up for 700 yards passing. CSU isn't going to be able to play guess what? We're coming to play game anymore. All CU's got to do is watch that game from last year and remember how it was, and they'll go to Fort Collins ready this year. And that's bad for CSU after what I saw. I mean, because I think our receiving core and tech and quarterback are comparable to and even better than Texas's. Texas offensive and defensive lines and defense are better. But I'll take Shador over yours, and I'll take our receivers over their receivers every day. So I just think that CSU's in real trouble. They should go sing that fight song this week, Stalwart Rams and all that stupid shit, and enjoy beating up on a Big Sky team that's not very good and rebuilding. Coach Lamb's doing a great job up there, but they're not there yet. And then after we get done mopping the corn, we'll come to Fort Collins and shear you motherfuckers. But again, I will say this. If you're on that football team, how can you take anything Jay Norvell says seriously? And this is why. He told his quarterback and receiver not to go after money they earned, not chased, earned. They earned $600,000 each to go in the portal and transfer to a better opportunity, and he talked them out of it. That is the most selfish, conceited bullshit I've ever heard. to brainwash those two kids and convince them that you are the key to their financial future and your offense is the key to their financial future, and rob them of the opportunity to life change money. And you do it just to win a football game. That, in my opinion, is the most disgusting thing I think I've ever seen. Those boys earned the opportunity to get paid, and Jay Norvell talked them into staying with his bullshit and grandiose fucking plans for the future. And their draft stock, Horton's draft stock probably didn't plummet as far as Fowler Nicolosi's, but Fowler Nicolosi's draft stock went from whatever it was, a third-round pick, to the fucking basement as fast as you could say basement. Because now that's it. That's all the scouts are going to look at. They're going to look at Texas and Colorado, and they're going to go, fuck the Mountain West. The Mountain West is terrible. I don't give a fuck what he does in the Mountain West. How did he do against Texas? How did he do against Colorado? Oh, he went 7 for 16 for fucking 74 yards and 2 picks. Yeah, fucking next. $600,000, dog.
Yeah, that's
kid. And the way they answered it, like, oh, we're not worried about money now. Are you worried about money now, Demi? Are you worried about money now?
Football don't last forever, brother.
If I'm on the fucking roster, I'm sitting there like, so if I'm a young guy and I have a good year this year and somebody wants to hit me in the transfer portal and give me fucking bread, CSU's not going to pay me that much, but are you going to try and talk me into staying? Why the fuck do I want to be here? I'm sorry, but we're all mercenaries and fucking football's a business. And all you fucking fanboys that don't understand it, I'm not trying to get through to you, dog. It's like trying to change my ex-wife's opinion of me. I gave up on that shit a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm saying. You do not change. You do not pass up $600,000, especially if Colorado State won't fucking match it. That's my thing. Like, did you say, yo, if you really believe in me this much, match it? Match it. Get the fucking farmer collective up there to pull their head and hand out of a cow's ass and then come over here and fucking pay me my 6 and pay my 6 to my fucking quarterback and put 1.2 on the fucking table and we'll go chop it up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, what? They gave him $30,000 and a fucking Walgreens goddamn gift certificate, and he got to ride a fucking bull to school or some shit. He got to learn how to shear a sheep with his sister, and it sure sounds fun, but now his goddamn draft stock has plummeted like the fucking Titanic breaking in half and falling to the bottom of the fucking ocean while Horton's over here like, I'm open. No, I'm not. I'm double covered. Fuck. So that's what I think. Fuck CSU, idiot.
There you have it. There you have it. Matt, what a great show that was today, man. We have over 960 people here on all platforms. If you guys are watching, go ahead and become a member of the Dungeon family for only $2.99. You know, we're getting more and more members every day here. We're building a little community here at 0 to 60 podcast here. Man, Matt, we got Coach Barnett on tomorrow. Matt, any final thoughts?
Yeah, the next 2 shows are going to kick a lot of ass, and I'm so fucking excited for Saturday. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to, like, do all this shit and not piss everyone off. Mm-hmm. But then again, that's kind of my bag.
Yeah, there you go. Man,
so we got 955 people in the fucking thing viewing, right? How many likes we got? 948. Fuck you guys, just left.
Man, yeah, hit the like button. Don't just watch, support the show.
You watch because you don't like me. Hit the dislike button. I don't give a fuck. Just hit a button. I don't care if you don't like me, but you're watching, motherfucker.
Yeah, this is the last thing I'll say. This is the last thing we'll say, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Hated it or you liked it, you watched. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.